everyone, and welcome back to my channel for another speed build. Today we are building a base game only modern farmhouse for my Newcrest revamped save file, which if you've been following along on my channel, you know I've been spending a lot of time getting together, and I am finally almost done. By the time you're seeing this video, I believe I only have 2 lots left, and I'm super excited to do my complete overhaul video, so if you haven't gotten to see all of them in the speed build sense, or you're not really into watching speed builds, don't worry, I am going to do an entire overview video where I go through pretty much every lot, all the community lots, because I did not film myself building any of those because I'm not very good at building community lots, but I do think the ones I made came out pretty cute, if I do say so myself. But if you do want to catch up on my little mini series I've been doing, I will link the playlist at the end of the video so you can go back and see what I've already created. I have made mansions, I have made bars, I have made gyms, starter homes, and not to mention all the lore and the storylines. Now, for this particular house, I know for a fact I wanted to go full mommy vlogger. You know what I'm saying? But it was a little challenging kind of getting the concept off the ground with both the way the house looked as well as the actual functionality of the house. Clearly, I got it coming together pretty quickly. I actually had a reference photo that I got from Pinterest, just like modern farmhouse, and that's why I was able to kind of cultivate such a nice little outside building so quickly, and it looks pretty spot on. Normally when you're building real houses in The Sims, they can look a little funky just because the dimensions don't always go exactly the way they should, or we don't have the exact windows, yada yada yada. But I'm really happy with the way this came out, and let me tell you, the thing that made the storyline come together on this house is debug. You will see when we go outside and we do the landscaping, I wanted to make it look like an actual functioning farmhouse, but there's only so many ways I can do that. I was kind of thinking this goes like modern mommy vlogger meets blue-collared like farmer, if you know what I'm saying. I don't know how many of you have ever seen like Teen Mom or Teen Mom 2, specifically Teen Mom 2, but Chelsea in Teen Mom, her and her husband Cole, they're all into like flipping houses. They're so outdoorsy now, but like when you first meet Chelsea like 10 years ago on the show, she's just so like girly and naive and very like teenage girl, and so I was kind of inspired by them. I didn't actually mean that, but like, I don't know, that's like the vibe I'm going for. Blue-collared boys and, you know, girly girls. That's a perfect combo, speaking from experience. But as you can see, the build itself is coming together really quickly. I went with a really simple floor plan. I'm sorry the video is going so crazy. I sped it up a little bit more than I normally do because I realized that some of my speed builds are kind of slow. Anyway, so I believe this house ended up being 4 bedrooms, if I'm correct. Maybe 5, honestly. I built this a little bit ago before I'm doing the speed build because I recently got back from Virginia. I have never been to Virginia. I would go back, mostly because I went to visit my friends, but we didn't do much, which was kind of cool. Just relax, chillax. I went to visit one of my friends from grade school and his girlfriend, and I just had a great, wonderful time. They took me to this place called Pups and Pints or something like that. And it sounds just what it is. It's a bar with dogs. 2 of my favorite things, craft cocktails and puppy dogs. So 10 out of 10 recommend if you're in the Virginia, Norfolk, Virginia Beach area. Really, really fun, all in all. But I was there for like 3 days. I just got back yesterday when I'm filming this, and I have to work tonight. I took the whole weekend off because I was supposed to go with my girlfriends to celebrate her 21st birthday in New Orleans. And they ended up canceling on me last minute, which is a little frustrating because I was like, hey, before I take this time off, like, you know. But I'm going to try to get back on the schedule because someone probably wants, like, the night off, right? Like, who doesn't want a day off? So I'm going to try to get back on the schedule for Friday and Saturday because I can't sit around all day. But if not, I'm going to be cranking out some videos and streaming. I have recently been streaming on Twitch as well as TikTok Live, but mostly streaming on Twitch because the TikTok Live studio gives me such a hard time, and I just feel like the quality of video isn't there, even though the audience is super slay on TikTok Live. But if you want to join me, don't forget to go ahead and hit follow. I linked my Twitch channel in the description box down below, as well as the rest of my socials if you want to follow along with me. I post a lot of pictures of my dog, and I talk really fast, so if you're not into that, I don't know why you lasted this long, but that's what you'll get with me. I am trying to crank this video out as soon as possible because one of my good friends, Kelly, is coming to stay with me in between leases. She's moving from one apartment to another before the school year starts, but there's like a weird 3-week period where she doesn't exactly have anywhere to live. So she's gonna live with me all night, slumber party, really excited. We are in the kitchen, which I think is gorge, and I did this little like nook over here, you see it, and I imagine that's like the coffee bar, because every mommy vlogger has to have those like Nespresso pods that are color coordinated and all the syrups with like the glass jars and the stickers. You know what I'm talking about, right? So that's what I was imagining, like they have a perfect little coffee bar. I like the mix of like light woods and marble tone, even though that's not exactly what I was going for. It is the closest thing we had in the base game, really in the game period. I've said this once, I've said it a million times, building just base game has been a challenge, but it's also been really fun because it's kind of forced me to decide how to make different things work, use swatches or items I just never use in general, and I honestly think it came out pretty good. I would have never thought you would have been able to achieve this kind of style, at least to the degree in which I did, which in my opinion is very well. With strictly the base game, I do really want to redo this house with a couple more packs, because as I was going through and building, I was like, oh my god, this item from this pack would look so good, or this item in this. I would love to do this house shape again, or this style of house, with a few more packs. I'm thinking definitely Dream Home Decorator, which is one of my all-time favorite packs in terms of build. You guys know that. And probably the the Growing Together expansion pack, which, top tier. This build is available on the gallery. It's just called Modern Farmhouse, and my gallery ID is Tiana305. It's also in the description box down below if you don't find it, or you want it again because you didn't listen. You know what I mean. We are into the primary bedroom, which is just like a little pink tone. Honestly, I don't know how much personality I'd say that these bedrooms have been getting. I feel like as I've gone on through my new Chris build challenge, some of my bedrooms have gone a little flat, because there's only so many swatches that I think are acceptable to use, and there's only so many ideas I can have. Like, the amount of painters in my new Chris build, it's almost embarrassing. Oh, the nursery. I did put a nursery in, and I made it like watermelon themed. I don't know if that makes sense, but like yeah, of course it was inspired by that singular rug, but I did a couple things, like I used the green crib, I put some really nice shelves up. I was really happy how this nursery came out, because I don't normally put that much effort in. I made like a little makeshift changing table, because of course the Sims team would only give us the changing table if you actually buy the Growing Together expansion pack, which I firmly disagree with, because before I was a SimTuber, I did not have very many packs. I really think I only had a handful, and my first game was The Sims 3, and for years the only expansion pack I had was the the equivalent to Island Living, like whatever that one was, because I was obsessed with the mermaids, and I had to beg my mom. Like, we're literally going through like the effects of the recession. My mom is grinding in school, and we are just doing our best financially, but not doing well per se. And I'm like, Mom, can I please have your last $40 for this freaking expansion pack? So, like, I get it, and I disagree. Over here, I actually put a grandparents, like, primary suite, or primary bedroom for them, I guess. It does not have an ensuite bathroom, but I thought this was, like, a multi-generational home, which I thought was, like, a little sweet idea. Plus, how many kids can these people pop out? I know, you know, there's a lot of, like, mommy vloggers who pop out kids for, content. But I don't think these are the kind of mommy vloggers. These are like hardworking, like, I started a vlog and I cook, and my husband just happens to be like a blue-collared farmer. I picture they had an older teenage son, a teenage daughter, or tweenage daughter, like however you want to have. I know everyone was really excited about the infants, and I love the infants. Love the infants. But I kind of wish we would have had tweens instead of infants. Now, maybe that's because I've been traumatized by the infants and trying to take care of them. But I just wish we had that, like, weird, like, because your kid goes from being, like, a toddler to, like, an 8 to 10-year-old to, like, 16. I want weird side ponytails and awkwardness. Okay, I was an awkward middle schooler. I was. And I think that really shaped my character. You know, and if you didn't have an awkward middle school phase, I don't believe you, because everyone did. I used to wear, like, crackle nail polish and a side ponytail with a big bow and Sperry's in skinny jeans every single day. As you can see, I am stealing a little bit of artwork from the gallery. This is just special artwork that someone took photos or painted replicas of custom content, and it's completely base game. I've been doing that a lot in my last few houses because I'm running out of art choices, and I wanted this like really, really cute girly room. In my head, this girl is the like middle child, the only girl, and she has just got her parents wrapped around her finger. So of course she needed a cute girly room to reflect that. And then finally we have an office. This is where Mommy Dearest does all her vlogging stuff. You know, she's like, you know when you look up a recipe online and there's like a gazillion things before the actual ingredients and how much? It's like why I decided to make barbecue ribs. One time my grandmother immigrated and boo. And you're like, shut up, just tell me how to make the ribs. That's where she does all that. That's where she writes her novel to decide why she is making her recipe. As you can see, I'm finally painting the build because my toxic trait is I don't paint the build to the very end. I know. No one come for me. I shouldn't do that, but I do that. And if you're worried about how fast the build's going, don't worry. We are actually going to jump in live for a tour to look at the inside, and we're finally at the backyard. I didn't do the bathrooms. I did those bathrooms off camera because I never do the bathrooms on camera. You're watching me fiddle around because I was trying to do like a kind of stripy pattern. I couldn't make it work. This I probably should have cut out because it took me so long, but you know what? I make mistakes too. I'm not perfect. And this particular attempt at making striped terrain paint was a failure. It was a failure. And then I was going to do it by hand. I was like, no, fuck that. I don't like it. And honestly, the terrain paint colors for just base game aren't super good. The entire fence I used is actually a debug fence, and I believe those flowers are debugged too, which kept the house relatively affordable. And those cabbages right there are how I save the build. They are completely debugged, they're not real, and if you're in the world, you can actually see the debug, spinach, cabbages, whatever those are, out and about. But I just decided to put them in to like kind of carry home the storyline, in my personal opinion. And I actually did go ahead and fill up a good majority of those planter boxes with real plants. And I think that was like the best thing I could have done. So when you load into this house, it's actually like good to go. Here I am getting the plants right now. If I got these plants from you, shout out to you. But I was pretty happy with it all in all. They have a really huge garden. I don't know if it would be big enough to like make money off of, but if you have a mommy vlogger, who cares? I'm just going in with some last minute touches with the terrain paint, and all in all, the build is pretty much done. And like I said, we're going to jump into a real-time tour so you guys can get a feel of the entire thing. With that being said, let's get into the live tour. Okay everyone, as you can see, this is the final house from the outside in its entirety. Has a beautiful little side yard as well as a smaller backyard. The total house ended up being a 6-bedroom, 3-bath house with the potential to have a 7th bedroom. It does sleep up to 8 Sims, if not more, but obviously your game caps out at 8 unless you have mods. We're going to start over here. This is the primary bedroom with a nice little ensuite, perfection. Then of course we have a little hallway bath. All my bathrooms are the same entirely, 1000%. I just kind of cut, copy, paste, whatever, you know what I mean? All the bathroom stuff, so forgive me. Then of course we have our little watermelon inspired room nursery. I just think it's adorable. It's actually a really big room, and one of the older kids probably would have liked it, but I figured it made sense to have it right next to the primary bedroom. Then of course we have the nice little yellow office where mommy does all her work. And the living room, it's nothing special in the living room. Again, I was really struggling to find some objects to put, but I also was justifying it because a lot of the Instagram mommy vlogger houses look so unobtainable to live in because they're like never dirty, never cluttered, never anything. They're so aesthetic. So it's for the plot, really. Then of course we have the dining room. Oop, that's embarrassing. Forgot to paint the stairs. Perfect. We have this dining room, and I just love these chairs. These came with a free base game update, and they are actually made by CC creators. They just have the best swatches. They're gorgeous. I love them. And of course we move into the kitchen. We have this perfect little coffee bar with a little microwave and everything else you would need. It's a really large kitchen, and I was going to put an island, but I thought it would kind of cut off the flow. Oh, I forgot to paint this room too. Oh my god, I'm so embarrassing. What the heck? We're going to go with like, what are we thinking? Like green? Green. Okay. Hopefully that's the last that happens. This is our grandparents' like guest room. It doesn't have to be a grandparents' room, but that's what I initially thought for sure. But it could definitely be a guest room. And then we have a little sitting area right over here. I love love, love, love this. It's base game, but it has so many good swatches I didn't realize. Because, like, I don't like that red tone wood, but some of these swatches are just gorgeous, like the one I used, in my personal opinion. I like the blue in it. All of the good swatches in this game are blue. No one come at me for that, because it's true. Then, of course, you come in, we have these lovely little custom content paintings, so they are still base game. Just the hallway, and then we have the twins room with this little custom desk that I made. They're very into sports and learning. I figured you could either kind of do like an opposite twin thing, or you could just have them both be like outstanding overachievers, whatever you're feeling. I like the orange. I haven't used or made like a kind of orange room yet, so I was trying to switch it up. Then of course we have the golden child, our middle girl, only girl's bedroom. And she, of course, has all that custom artwork, and I just think it looks really cute in here. Very prim, proper girly, with a nice little Jack and Jill bathroom. I am obsessed with Jack and Jill bathrooms. If you've been watching me build Newcrest, you know that. So she builds a Jack and Jill bathroom with her older brother and or sister, whatever you're thinking, but when I was making the game, I was envisioning a sister or a brother. And, of course, he has just everything. I feel like he is getting ready to go to university if he's not already there. And he only stays in the room like ever so often. And then we have this nice little upstairs balcony with a game table, which I didn't realize they made a game table for the base game. I knew that it came with Growing Together, but I didn't know they had also included a little base game one. Then of course we have some plants back here with some nice little landscaping, a trash can. Then we have the garden of all gardens, a little cookout area, and of course the star of the show, these free debug cabbages. I'm pretty sure they're cabbages, but if you think I'm wrong, just let me know. And then, of course, I have this little archway, which is actually a wedding arch, but I thought it looked really pretty as, like, a walk-through arch. I don't know. You know, if you don't like it, delete it. And then, of course, just a little play area, but that is the entire house. And normally I go in and I show you the family, but I haven't made the family quite yet. But don't worry, like I said, I will be doing a complete overhaul where I go through every family, most of the lots, and all the lore that is to come with my Newcrest revamp. So if you're looking forward to that, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And as always, I will see you guys next time. Bye, everybody.